Hey guys, welcome to our Keynotes. Until now, in the Servlets API playlist, I have uploaded 10 concepts. Starting from here, you can see that Tomcat server configuration, then request dispatcher concept, then doGet and doPost methods we have discussed with a practical demo. And then I have started with types of servlets and then servlet config and context concepts explained with a practical demonstration. And then we have seen the advantages of servlet config and context. Then we discussed about HTTP session management using database connection. Then the most important concept, that is attributes, we have seen using the get attribute, set attribute methods. Then send redirect method is discussed in this particular video. Then we have discussed about filters, one of the most important concepts in servlets. And then in the state management, we have discussed about cookies, how cookies get stored, where it gets stored, and then how to create cookies, and then how to print those cookies. So all those things were discussed in this. So if you have not yet checked these videos, do please check this and then try the practical tasks, and then let me know if you have got any queries in the comment section. I'm there to help you out. So today's concept is about the second type of state management. That is, in the last video, I have discussed about cookies, and then I have shown you there were four types where we can maintain the state of the user. Fine. So you can see that the first one is cookies, the second one is hidden form field. That's what I'm going to discuss. So why we are going for the second one, or when to go for the second one? We have also discussed the drawbacks of cookies, right? The only drawback of a cookie is that uh, it can be disabled in the browser settings. So if you disable the cookies, then the user information cannot be stored, right? So if you visit for the second time, then again, you will be considered as a new user. So that's the only drawback in cookies. So now, even though if cookies are disabled, now I want to remember the user. In that case, I can go for this hidden form field. See, that's the benefit of using hidden form field. So there are a lot of real world applications that I'm going to discuss now. So basically, hidden form field is invisible text field, which we are going to create using the syntax input type. Basically, we used to create a text field, right? So we used to enter text here. So instead, you have to write hidden and then the name of the field and then the value. So this value is taken from some other text boxes. Okay, so I'm going to show you a demo so that you can understand this better. So as of now, we have to just remember that it is an invisible text field. So why we are using this? Just to remember the user, recognize the user, or maintain the state of the user, we can say. Now, uh, we can use this hidden form field in many ways. So I'll take you to the real world applications. And so here are a lot of examples. You can see that. So one is to identify, the user in e-commerce websites, and then also, for example, in websites for advertisements purposes, we can use hidden form field. And also, you can see that while playing games, we might be entering the username first, some random name we used to enter, and then you will be, completing level by level, first level, second level, third level, something like that. So each level, it shows your name in the top of the application, right? So again, they use hidden form field over there. So there were a lot many applications. So I can show you one real world application. Let me go to IPR India website, and then I'm going to search a patent. All right. So this is a patent number which I have just pasted here. Let me say CA 4B1 and H. And then I'm saying show status. All right. So if I do this, so now I have only one text field, right? Over here, and then this is for captcha. So if I say show status, and it is going to display the status of the patent. This is the patent which I have published. All right. Now I'm just going to say right click over here and then say view page source. Just click on this, and then you can see that let me search for hidden here. Now you can see that. You see how many types of hidden fields they have used over here. So here there are no cookies. All right. So so cookies are not used in the sense. Then you can use hidden form field. So for example, that you know, patent file date, and then publication yes or no, and then there were many things. So you can see that the application number and application status. So there were few fields. So now we can see that the applicant name, which it was showing over there. So all those values comes from uh, some other form. So where they have kept some extra hidden form field, so that we are just getting or filling the answers or else the values into the hidden form field, and then they are displaying it again for us. Okay, so this is one of the real world application, I can say that, in IPR website. So they are using hidden form field. All right. Okay, now what are the advantages of this hidden form field? It will work even though if you disable cookies, yes, of course. But the only thing is that you need to do this extra form submission. Means you need to create a, for example, over here, this might be kept inside a form, right? So I'm going to show you a demo using a form so that you can see that they have used div tags and all. They have kept it inside a uh, div, and then they are using a table, and then uh, it was, yeah, there you can see that there is a form action. You might feel that the code looks lengthy, so let me show it in my NetBeans application so that it will be easy for you to understand. So extra form submission is required in each page because you have to take that hidden form field value into different pages or wherever you want. Fine. And obviously, in this is a drawback in all the four types. Means in cookies you can store only textual text information. In hidden form field, again we are going to store only text information, and in URL rewriting, again text information is stored. And then the last one, HTTP session, also we have text information. Fine. The thing is that here there is no security in this, because if you just view source code, and you can see the syntax, right, by just checking over here, view page source. If you do this, anybody can see that whether in the source code hidden form field is used or what. And also you can take any of the data into the hidden form field, like credit card number or passwords or whatever you want. So basically this is not secure. Fine. So this is the disadvantage of hidden form field. Now let me dive into the demo. You can see that over here I have this is my project setup. You can see that my project name is hidden form field, and I have index.html, and then in web information folder I have web.xml. So hope you know how to create a web application, right? File, new project, and then you have to say I'm using Java with Ant. If it is the latest version like NetBeans 16, 14, 18 and all 12, you will be having this option. If you are using NetBeans 8, you will not have this option. Directly you can say Java project and then Java web application. Okay, you have to say Java web and then web application, then you have to create this project. So you will get the empty project once you do this. Then you have to create two servlets. So once you create the servlets, hope you know that how to create a servlet. Right click over here, and then you should click this checkbox for sure, so that web.xml file will get created, and all the servlet information, means the configuration of servlets, will get stored in web.xml. So this is clear for us, right? Now I don't want to do anything over here. Now the second step is, the first step is to create servlet, the second step is to create the form, okay, in index.html. So now I have form action. So whenever I do click the button, means whenever I perform an action, it should go to servlet 1, that is here. Okay, so I'm using get method here, which means I'll be using do get method over there in servlet 1. Now I have one text field, and then the name of the text field is EU name, and then I have a button. All right. Now in servlet 1, let me just open servlet 1, and you know what is this? And because we have discussed already. Now there is do get method, and then in this is a common line, we know that. I'm saying request.get parameter, that u name is the text field name, and then I'm just getting whatever the value is there inside the text field, and then storing in the variable and then printing it. Okay, now you see this is the extra form which I'm creating over here in servlet 1. So I'm saying form action, servlet 2, method is get, and this is the hidden form, right? I mean, a hidden text field. So I'm saying hidden input type equal to hidden, name equal to this name I'm passing, all right? And then the value. I want to store this value so that I'm passing the value into this hidden text field, okay? So whatever I type in the text field, it will be stored in this hidden uh, text field. So this is the drawback which we are talking about, because you can copy any such value into this, like your sensitive information even, fine. So, and then there is a button. All right. Now, if I go to servlet 2, and again, I have doGet method, and I'm just printing this again. This is very simple. Only uh, 8 lines of code is required for this concepts. HTTP form field. If you want to understand this HTTP form field, you just need 8 lines maximum. Fine, because 3 lines over here, you can see that the form, and then in index.html. Then again in servlet 1.java, you just have to concentrate on these 3 lines. And then in servlet 2, again to print the particular hidden value, then I'm just using the same. I'm just calling that field name over here, so that again it is going to display whatever I have entered over there. Fine. So let me just run this for you. I'm saying run, and I'll say this some value, and I'm saying go, and then now you can just write, because in right now we are in servlet 1, you can see that, right? This is servlet 1, and then just right click and then go to page source. As I have shown in this IPR website, you can see that this is the syntax we have entered. Input type equal to hidden, name equal to uname. That means the text field name, that is in index.html we have created. And you see this, the value I have entered in index.html file is getting stored in the hidden form field which I have created. So this is how our values will get copied into the hidden form field. But if you check the if you view the source of a particular page, then you can check whether the particular developer or particular website is using a hidden form field or not. You can expose in this way, right? And let me go back. Now if I click on this go, now it is in servlet 2. So now it is printing the same value, but this value comes from the hidden text field. So this is what HTTP hidden form field. Um, and So the advantage of this is it works even though if you disable cookies. But the drawback is that you need to use an extra form in each page if you want to take the information from one page to another page. So that's it about the hidden form field. Hope you like this video. If you like the video, hit the like button. Do subscribe my channel to get more updates. Thank you, and thanks for watching the video.